College football is a brutal game, full of violence, pain, and emotion. When signing the letter of intent accepting a scholarship to a Division I program, you may not know it at first, but you're signing your life away to your new head coach. The head coach is the man in charge. He has the power to tell you what to do and how to act in all aspects of your life, and if you disobey him, you will be punished. For the most part, problems can easily be avoided, but when a coach takes advantage of the power given to him, conflicts can arise. Duke football spends about 3 weeks in camp at the end of each summer. We have practice every day, including weekends, and some days we practice twice a day. Camp in 2007 ended on a Saturday afternoon and left players in high spirits, ending on a good note and completing a mentally and physically hard-fought camp. Just before we walked off the field after our last practice, our head coach gathered us around to talk. It was at that time that he decided to give us a curfew for that night, not letting us go out with our friends and enjoy our first night off in 3 weeks.
I think the team's reaction to the curfew as a whole was that we were going to ignore it. This is our one chance in the last month to go out and enjoy ourselves and be with the student body, and we were going to take advantage of that. We knew that if we were smart about it and if no one got into trouble, that it would be alright because the coaches weren't going to check up on us. So we took it as an opportunity to go out and have fun because we weren't really worried about the consequences of the curfew.
It's frustrating because you know what's going through everyone's mind. Everyone wants a chance to go out there and enjoy themselves. We've been going through practice for 21 straight days. We haven't had a break, a day off. We haven't seen anyone besides each other and the coaches families. We haven't seen girls. We haven't seen our friends. We haven't seen or thought about going out for so long that we finally have an opportunity to, and then he essentially takes that chance away from you, and it's really frustrating and it's disappointing.
As did many of my teammates, I made the decision to go against my coach's orders and go out that night to be with my friends. The next morning, I received a phone call from my position coach, who proceeded to ask repeatedly if I had broken curfew, as if he already knew I did. A team meeting was called for later that night. We all showed up, knowing that we were in trouble but not knowing what was going to happen. The head coach came in furious, letting us know that we were wrong. He went around the room and asked for everyone who broke curfew to raise their hands before he wrote our names on the board. Still angry, he gave us our punishment. We were banned from our locker room indefinitely. That meant that we were not allowed to get dressed before practice in the morning and not allowed to shower in the building after.
My reaction to the team meeting was pride. I mean, I was happy. And not that I was happy that people broke rules, but I was happy that people stood up and accepted responsibility and decided they're going to be accountable for what they had done. And regardless of not whether you agreed with the rules, it's the fact that they had broken something that they had agreed to previously the day before, and they stood up and said they had. And so the guys that stood up and admitted to it, I had a tremendous amount of pride and faith in them, and I was really happy that they stood up and accepted responsibility for what they had done. I think it helped us a lot in trying to move on from that situation, knowing that there were definitely guys who were willing to take the responsibility for their actions. And I think people broke the rules, but I think it made a big point towards our coaching staff that they broke them, but they were willing to accept responsibility in front of the entire team, in front of our coaches, for doing something wrong.
A lot of unnecessary conflicts occur as a result of coaches abusing their power. While I understand that there will always be conflicts between coaches and players for many reasons, I do believe that by a coach understanding that his athletes need some freedom, especially in this situation, that the players, coaches, and team will benefit as a whole.